It's so good to see you. How are you?
It's good to see you. How are you? I'm doing great.
It's been a month since our retreat in Sedona, and I'm just curious, how has your life changed since the retreat?
Wow. Um, that is a loaded question because it was changing so much since I joined Creation Temple. But since the retreat, spiritually, and it's just been so fabulous. So many gifts. I could really feel my meditation deepening and instant manifestation of certain things I ask for.
Wow. It's nice to have those kind of big magical moments. And
Yeah.
I'm curious also if your everyday life has changed since the retreat.
It just tell you relationships and how people treat me. They're treating me with the same kind of love I'm dishing out. And you know how it is sometimes when you're a light worker and you have all this love, but people are still crappy, all day long. And you still have to, and you're in your fifth dimensional consciousness and you're like, okay, whatever. The other day, the guy came to take the trash. He saw me. I was out by my car and I ran to pick up one of the trash cans. He said, nope. He took them to the garage and back. And I've gotten so many phone calls from so many friends. I do a radio show called Starburns Connection on KGRAradio.com. And it's my responsibility to get the guests. We both get guests. We have a co-host, Michael Austin Melton. And Michael's like the lead guy. He kind of knows everybody more than me. Now I'm getting so many connections for guests. And I connected with this whole community in Colorado of people that speak light language. They speak Palladian or Arcturian. And they also have a group phone call going on. And I connected with so many guests from that. And they're all into fifth dimensional consciousness or creating heaven on earth.
Beautiful.
So it's amazing the amount of people I became in contact with, because before it was such a struggle to get a guest. All my friendships have gotten deeper. And now they're, instead of like that look, like, yeah, here's Julia, here she goes again with the fifth dimensional stuff, who cares? They're really getting it.
I noticed from the beginning of the retreat to the end of the retreat that your personal visage, like your look, changed.
Yeah.
And so I want to point out to people who are tuning in that as you release that density, like you did during the retreat, there were some big things you went through to release.
Right.
Then you have more room to embody the light, and then you attract those different external experiences to you, because what you're emanating from the inside is very different, and you've done that.
Oh, I feel it. Well, a big thing is the how I look. I gained a lot of weight due to stress. There was a lot of weight I gained that I didn't even realize. And when I went on the retreat, I was really physically not as fit as some of the other people there. And when I came back, and just to make a point, every single night I'd have like smart popcorn. There's something addictive in smart popcorn, but that was like my comfort zone. I'm going to watch a movie and have smart popcorn. I have not craved smart popcorn since I've been back. As a matter of fact, I went right back on not having sugar. I've been eating lots of vegetables, limiting my red meat. I've been taking, Prime Creator told me in a channeling to take chlorophyll or something to put oxygen in my blood. So I've been taking those pills. My stomach went way down. I can see the curvature in my thighs. My clothes are just hanging on me. My blood, I feel the oxygen in my body. And instead of like dying at 3:00, I just want to sleep for 2 hours. I'm actually cleaning my house. And
awesome. More
so
energy.
even my husband, like, he was here a little bit today and he's like, oh my God, you look so incredible. the Prime Creator told me he needs a pure vessel to communicate with. That was my message at the retreat, because I am on a radio show and I have a lot of passion for heaven on earth and fifth dimensional consciousness for everybody. So, he said I was an ambassador and I translate the message, and the more pure my vessel is, the more I can communicate. But it hasn't been a hard road. It's just been something that my body just, when I walk into the store, I go right where the vegetables are. And
awesome.
When I look in the mirror, I just can't believe what I'm seeing. I see a youthful appearance happening, and it's so wonderful. It really is.
Wow. I am so happy for you, Julia. Your transformations have been amazing. Has there been like one standout transformation that you experienced from the retreat that comes to mind?
Yeah, well, it has to do with that when we went to the cave. And it has to do with Max. And he's so incredible. He's really a natural he's a natural psychiatrist. Like, I know he doesn't have a degree, but he doesn't need one. He's just natural. He knows how to talk to people. Yeah. I'm afraid of heights, among other things. And I turn around and I am in fear. I saw how far up we were. It must have been 100 feet. I couldn't really... I just wanted to sit there until everything was over, and then I was worried about getting down. But Max, just sat next to me, and he just started asking me questions. And honestly, I don't remember what questions they were. But as he's talking to me, and I was in a good mood, I was happy, just out of breath, I started to cry. I was like releasing something. And I completely turned around, and I relaxed, and I looked at the vista. And I said to Max, I'm like, Max, it's so beautiful. That release, that was so amazing.
And Julia, do you find that release of that fear affects other things in your life that you may have had fear about previous?
Yeah. I'm claustrophobic, and I also don't like spiders. Now, I haven't seen any spiders in my house yet, but I did actually... do a meditation to clear all that stuff up. So that's going away. I'm getting braver in so many ways. So I'm braver. I'm just braver in so many things. Then I connected with some of the girls from the retreat. We also have a weekly call where we do meditation. And we're really helping each other get our gifts. So the relationships that happen at a retreat are lifelong. We even have a group call, all of us. I think there's 8 of us or 10, but we're all on this group call, and we're connected every single day. And that is, I never feel alone. And I was debating whether or not I wanted to go to I did want to go to the retreat, but there were all these issues in my head. The finances, the plane. That was another thing. Flying alone across country was frightening to me. Going to a place I've never been before was extremely frightening. So just making the effort to, I just used my credit cards. I figured whatever, this is going to happen. And the flight and the connecting to, everything went so easy. The connection from Phoenix to Sedona, the hotel, it was and I was worried I'd be alone for dinner. Oh my God, I had everybody every night. I was never alone. Yeah. And I got a chance to see Sedona, and Sherry drove me around. And so all my fears kind of and my angels were like, you think too much. You think too much. And of course, everything's paid for. My husband gave me extra money to pay for everything, which doesn't always happen, actually. So,
wow, you were so supported to do this.
Yeah, like the universe just worked. I realized when you meaning everybody, if you make the effort financially, even if it's a little rough, but you should be somewhere, and it's not the word should. It's
you're meant
that
to
if
be.
You go, you're going to get something out of it spiritually, and you can't even put a price on what we experienced that weekend. I mean, and it wasn't just me; it was everybody changed. And Susie, actually, you know, told me when we were at your house the next day that you had a vision of me being all glowed and beautiful. And so I think that's my goddess self.
Yeah. And that's what I see in people that I serve. I see their highest self. I see their I am presence, their radiance. That's what I see when I connect with someone, when I'm in service to them in this way. And so that's what ended up happening then with everyone at the retreat. At the end, everyone's glowing, everyone, you know, shifted and transformed. And yeah, I hope that's what I do. I hold that vision for the people that come.
What was really interesting about that is I remember when we first sat down and I was looking around and I was listening to everybody's story and I started to cry because some of the stories were so, you know, heartfelt. Yeah. And you could see the pain on people's faces. By the end, everybody was glowing and happy and free. Like even the most intense person, no, I'm not going to say anything, but the most intense person was so free and beautiful. And just to fulfill that mission, to do things that help in your mission for heaven on earth, for your dream of fifth dimensional consciousness, it's wonderful to really put your money and put your effort towards that goal and start meeting people.
So let's recap, because there's a lot that has shifted for you. You mentioned a release and transmutation of fear. An easy diet change that gives you more energy throughout the day, like realigning your life, like with your work and your true mission, what you really want to do. What did I miss?
Relationships.
Oh, that's right, relationships.
People, everybody I come in contact with is nice to me and do things for me. That's not something I'm used to. I'm used to people being nasty and
that's huge.
Into their own little world. But
you also mentioned a capacity to feel your feelings, release and transmute them, and then be free.
Yes.
And that's big. Wow, Julia, I'm so honored. I want to thank you for receiving all of this through the Creation Temple and in the retreat. And thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.